Hare Krishna, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We continue reading from chapter 7, Knowledge of the Absolute. Text. I'm sorry, we are on Caitanya Caritamrita. So this is Caitanya Caritamrita Adi-Lila, chapter 7, text 111. We have been hearing the pastime between the Mayavadi sannyasis and Lord Chaitanya, and the Mayavadi sannyasis are requesting Lord Chaitanya to explain the Vedanta Sutra to them. Brahma Shabde Mukhya Arthe Kahe Bhagavan Chid Aishwarya Paripurna Anurdhva Samman. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. According to direct understanding, the absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead who has all spiritual opulences. No one can be equal to or greater than Him. So God is the Supreme Personality. We are all persons, but who's the supreme among them is God. Now we may say, oh, but person means material. No, the body is not a person. The body is just dead matter. The person is the soul. The individual is the soul. The dead body does not move. It has no individuality. It just mixes with the matter. So the individuality is with the soul. Now, who is the supreme among all the persons? That is God. And no one is equal to God or greater than God. This is what we have to understand. We are trying to imitate God. We are trying to become God. But we have to come to understand, I am not equal to God. I am not greater than God. And no one else is equal to God or greater than God. But we all are minute parts and parcels of God. And we have an eternal loving relationship with God. So God has all spiritual opulences. He's the supreme person, so he has all the spiritual opulences. This statement by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text 11. So Lord Chaitanya, he's not manufacturing any new type of religion. We have to be very careful of people who manufacture their own ideas, because the true religion is already mentioned in all the scriptures. The Shastras are saying what religion is all about. We don't have to manufacture it. Religion is to love God. Dharma. What is the Dharma? Then if we say Dharma, Dharma is not faith. Dharma is something that we cannot take away from the living entity. The Sanatan Dharma of the living entity is devotional service. So Srimad Bhagavatam, now this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, this is one of the foundational verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has two foundational verses. This is one of them. Vadanti tat tattvavidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagwan iti shabdayate. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagwan. So the learned transcendentalist, one who actually has the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, one he knows. So what does he know? He knows the absolute truth. And he knows that the absolute truth is one, non-dual. Is non-dual. There's only one. There's not many gods, one God. And that God is the Supreme Lord, Bhagwan. He's a person. And that there is the Brahman effulgence coming from his body. And as the Paramatma feature, He is sitting in the hearts of every living entity and inside the atom of every universe, inside every atom of every universe. Absolute truth is ultimately understood as Bhagwan, partially understood as Paramatma, and vaguely understood as the impersonal Brahman. So to understand the absolute truth completely is to understand that absolute truth is Bhagwan, God, the God is a person. When we understand that absolute truth is Paramatma, that is having a partial understanding that, oh, God is in your heart, He's is in my heart. That is partial understanding. And thinking that God is light is a very, very vague understanding of God. That is not a complete understanding. It's just a very preliminary understanding, or very preliminary understanding that there is something called the spirit, that not everything is matter. So Bhagwan, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is opulent in all excellence. So who is Bhagwan? Who is Bhagwan? Not you or me. Not everyone is Bhagwan. No, only Krishna is Bhagwan. God. God is Bhagwan. Why? He has all the opulences. That is the dictionary meaning of Bhagwan. If we see what's the dictionary meaning, Parasara Muni said, Bhagwan means one who is the owner of all the bhagya, who is the owner of all the opulences. No one can be equal to or greater than him. So what are the opulences? All knowledge, all beauty. There's no one more knowledgeable than God. Beauty, there's no one more beautiful than God. Krishna is the most beautiful. He can defeat the beauty of millions of beautiful people. Famous. Krishna is famous everywhere, in the material world, in the spiritual world, everywhere. No one is more famous than Krishna. Strength. Krishna is the strongest. No one is more stronger than Krishna. Wealth. Krishna is the richest. All the material world, all the spiritual world belong to him. And renounced. No one is more renounced than Krishna. In spite of having all these opulences, he's not attached to them. He's not attached. So he's correctly called Bhagwan. Only Krishna is called Bhagwan. He's the Supreme Lord. And there is no one is equal to him or greater than him. We may imagine someone to be greater than him or equal to him, but that is just imagination. That's not a fact. Then we can imagine anything. Our minds are very fertile. And, if left to us, we can imagine that we can say, I am Bhagwan. Our minds are, and we may actually believe it, but it's not the truth. It does not become the truth. If I imagine I'm God, doesn't make me God. The truth is the truth. That only God is God. Krishna is God. No one else is God. That's the truth. This is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 7, where the Lord says, Mata parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya. O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. So Krishna is saying it openly. He's saying, I'm God. No one is greater than me. No one is equal to me. I'm the absolute truth. He's saying that. The Krishna is saying he's the absolute truth. We simply have to receive it. Have faith in Krishna. Why would Krishna want to cheat us? Why would he want to cheat us? If we want to be cheated, we can continue to pretend that we are God. Then we are cheating ourselves. Then that means we don't want to understand the truth. Then that's another story. So there are many other verses which prove that the absolute truth in the ultimate sense is understood to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So there is many, many evidences that who is the absolute truth. The absolute truth is the Supreme Person, and his name is Krishna. Well, God has many, many names, but the most appropriate is Krishna, all attractive. He's the original person. He's the original person. So, shall we stop here for today? Are there any questions or comments? So this is a very, very important verse. It's the foundation, because if we continue to think that God and me, there is no difference, God is as ordinary as me, or I'm as great as God, then we will not be able to get out of this material world. We have to understand the position of God and our position. That is knowledge. That is Gyan. So this is why this verse is so foundational in Srimad Bhagavatam, and Lord Chaitanya is repeating this verse. So we'll stop here for today. Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.